This is getting very exciting, and I am loving what I am seeing out of AMC today and heading into the next couple of weeks. So that's what we're going to talk about. We're going to cover everything you guys need to know. So let's get straight into it. Skip the intro, hit that like button for me, consider subscribing to the channel. Check out the links in the description for free stocks, as well as the link for the buy and sell alerts. We have been absolutely killing it over there. As well as that, make sure to check out the pinned comment and go follow my Twitter page over there. We are very active on that as of today and as of late, since I did, join the scene on Twitter a little bit late. But let's talk about AMC. So we are up almost 4% at the time of recording. We still have a little bit of time towards the end of the day, so we could make a move to the upside or to the downside. I don't think it really matters too much. I think we are still going to see a very positive close to the end of the day. So all of this information, if you guys are seeing this after market close, is all applicable. So let's dive into a little bit more. And the major thing, and the thing that I'm watching right now, is to see this 200-day moving average start to act as a support once we break above this. I think it's inevitable that we're going to break above this 200-day moving average, which is that $31.17 per share. Probably by tomorrow, we will see another gap up, and we're going to go over why I am saying that, but I think it's pretty obvious to see. As long as the fear of this Omicron situation and Fed Jerome Powell tapering and all of the fears that are in the marketplace don't come out even stronger tomorrow, which I don't think is going to happen. But all in all, we're sitting at $29.77 per share right now. I do expect the end of the day, we're still going to see a boost into the close, and after hours should be good as well. And obviously, watch after hours to see if we do have a green after hours, to see kind of a gauge of market sentiment heading into tomorrow, at least with AMC stock. But like we seen yesterday, we were up about 4% after hours. We are up 4% right now. So take it with a grain of salt, but it should be good here in after hours as well. Now, ultimately, I do want to break out above $35 per share. Some people are thinking, break out to about $40 next week. It's really all going to depend on what happens with the overall markets. And the markets today are very green. The Dow is up 2%, S&P up 1.5%, and the Nasdaq up 0.70%, whereas the Russell 2000 is up 2.75%, doing phenomenally well. And this is really your mid-cap stocks, and those are the stocks that have been getting beaten down. And AMC falls in that category of a mid-cap stock, but also hard hit if this Omicron situation does develop further. So there has been a reason for these, market makers, hedge funds to short AMC stock, but I think that is starting to dissolve as more money is now flowing into these mid-cap stocks, and this Omicron situation is not developing as fast as some people thought it would. So a couple headlines just to go over real quick is Omicron COVID variant expected to hit New York in coming days, official says. And there's actually another headline that was pretty scary we went over earlier, in the sense of I think it's just trying to stoke fear. And a scientist, I can't find the headline right now, it's not as important, but a scientist said that we're going to be overrun by Omicron. And this was a main headline earlier in the day. He said in the next 3 to 6 months. I don't think that's the case. I think once we get the vaccine data and once we get the numbers for how basically the efficacy numbers for this vaccine against Omicron in the next probably week or two, then you will see a big boost to the markets overall. Like we've seen throughout 2020 and 2021, anytime there was positive vaccine news, the markets rallied, and we continue to rally throughout all of those days. So I think that's going to be the biggest thing to note. And on top of that, Biden did say today that fighting COVID does not include lockdowns. And I think lockdowns are off the table. And I think market participants, investors, are starting to realize that is not really an option at the current moment for a lot of reasons we're not really going to get into in this video. But I think investors are starting to figure that out. So we're definitely not out of the woods yet. This could develop. We still don't know the hospitalization rates, the transmissibility rates. We don't know the fatality rates, if they're any different from COVID-19 or Delta. COVID-19, it's a broad term, but Delta and the original strain that we had going for a while now. So those are going to be main points that I want to watch for. If we get good news about that, then I think the fear is pretty much gone as far as Omicron. Now, December 15th is a very important day. We do have the Fed meeting, and we should get announcements if they're going to start tapering at a faster rate. That was a headline that spooked a lot of investors just, yesterday. That spooked a lot of investors, as well as that we do have the debt ceiling deadline by December 15th as well. So for the next 2 weeks, give or take, you're going to see peak fear, and then after that, the fear should calm down, and we should have a very bullish rest of December and through January and February. That is where I think Santa is going to come to town for the apes. Now, let's get into some actual data around AMC, because we do have the estimated short interest of free float at 16.70 or 16.96%, about 87 million shares that are sold short. But I want to point your guys' attention to what we got on the exchange reported short interest. That was November 15th. Take a look at November 15th. If you follow these videos, you already know what I'm going to say, but AMC was $43. We went up about 7% this day, November 15th, when the short interest was 17.05%. We have fallen quite substantially from $43, almost $44, down to $26. So I think to say the short interest is, 17% doesn't make a lot of sense. I think the short interest is over 20%, and that is ultimately very bullish. You want to see that short interest very high heading into the moass. The higher, the better, and that's exactly what we are seeing. Share utilization is at 76.32%. I just think that a lot of shares have been sold short, so you are naturally going to see the share utilization going up. Now, as far as the Stonko tracker data, and this is very important because this ultimately makes me think we're going to have a rally tomorrow and the next couple of weeks. So we have seen a lot of puts go into the money. So you've seen a lot of market makers shorting AMC to hedge for these puts. Now, as the stock goes up, you're going to see these puts run out of the money. So you're going to see de-hedging, aka market makers having to buy shares on the open market, and at the same time as the stock going up, you're going to see the calls going into the money. So you're going to see two fronts of buying power from the market makers, the puts heading out of the money and the calls going into the money. So I think that is going to help fuel our boost tomorrow, because we do have about 59,000 puts that are in the money, that a lot of them have went out of the money today, and since they expire tomorrow, all of those puts will have to be de-hedged for. As well as that, obviously the calls only at 3,200 for the day. A lot of calls have now went into the money yet again today. So I think you're going to see this two-edged buying power effect from the market makers that happens tomorrow. So I do expect a positive day tomorrow. After that, not a lot of activity for next week, but then we head into December 17th. This is going to be peak fear, or really peak rally after the 15th. The 15th falls on Wednesday. Friday is December 17th. So I think those 2 days after Wednesday, Thursday and Friday, is going to be incredibly bullish. And that's where I do expect a lot of big price action increases to the upside. I don't think you're going to see a lot of fear after December 15th, unless they kick the can down the road for the debt ceiling and we get bad Omicron news. I don't think that's going to be the case. But like I said, I don't want to steer you guys the wrong way. The situation is still developing every single day. That's why we have to watch Omicron. That's why we have to watch the debt ceiling, what Fed Jerome Powell says. It's all very applicable to AMC. Now, that is basically what you guys need to know. Let's circle back to the charts, because we are up about 5% now, and we are seeing about 47 million for volume. So another elevated volume day. What I actually want to see is that the price of the stock keeps going up, obviously, but the volume is low. I want to see that volume low. I don't want to see a lot of shares trading hands heading into that December 17th and January 21st, 2022 expiration, because you need to see low volume heading into high volume. When you have sporadic volume days of high volume, low volume, high volume, low volume, you don't tend to see a consistent move in the stock price. When you see low volume, like we've seen in January heading into high volume, that's where you see a 10x gain right here in January. You see another 10x gain here in June. Obviously, we're all familiar with that, but it starts with low volume heading into higher volume. So watch for that. That is the scoop that you guys need to know. Incredibly bullish. I am loving what I am seeing. And if some of you guys still think Vanguard sold their whole AMC position, no, they reduced their position by 29% across the board. You can see a lot of Vanguard rebalancing that they're doing. They reduced their position 29%, but this likely happened a couple of weeks ago, if not at least a week ago. I don't think that contributed to the sell-off that we did see over the past couple of days, over the past week. So that was false. I don't know where that came from. Just to clear the air for you guys, that is the current information that we do have. So all in all, looking incredibly good. I am very excited about what I am seeing. So hit that like button for me, consider subscribing to the channel, and as always, check out the links in the description for free stock. It's not a bad time to join a new broker and get some free shares. You never know what you're gonna get. I personally love all those brokerages that I've been using down below in the description, and make sure to go follow the Twitter, posting there as regularly as possible. All of the fastest news that you guys need to know is available on there. So love and appreciate you guys. Thank you for watching this video, but I will see you in the next one.